We turn now to breaking news, a big change to your voting rights here in Texas. It's one step closer to reality. While you were sleeping, the Texas Senate passed a bill with some major restrictions for voting. Michelle Choi has what this would mean if it passes.
Guys, some big news if you're just waking up. Overnight, the Texas Senate signed off on a controversial bill that would restrict your voting options. Republicans say Senate Bill 7 would protect elections, while opponents call it voter suppression. One critic equated it to the South's Jim Crow laws because of the impacts they say it could have on minority voters. If SB 7 were to pass the full state house, it would ban drive-thru voting, limit early voting hours, and keep election officials from encouraging voters to vote by mail. Those are all things we saw here in Harris County during the presidential election last fall. Another Harris County initiative, 24-hour voting would also be banned, making it harder for shift workers to vote. The move follows a recent law in Georgia that restricts voting access in the state that critics say targets minorities. Big Georgia-based companies like Delta and Coca-Cola are already criticizing that law. Similar criticism is already ramping up here too, and we can be sure Texas will now be square in the national spotlight in this fight over voter rights. The Texas House could vote on a similar measure as early as today, clearing the way for this to become state law. And guys, this is not going to be the last we hear about this.
Definitely not, Michelle. Thank you.